I understand we're dealing with Rogue here, then Rogue's dealing with Sprung in order to get them to give them that estimate.
All right.
But I have reached out to a marine engineer
Yes.
that designs them and asked him to get with the chief.
Yeah.
So he can come up with some kind of a design of what we're looking for to bring back to the board, so the board can make a decision what they want to do for that to be an RFP and send it out for
That's
also
right.
another bid. So that's coming.
Yeah. We're, as I said last meeting, we're anticipating 3 RFPs. Initially, one would be for the, actually 4 with the extension of the dock, but the lift being one because it's kind of a separate project, the temporary structure to house the truck during the period of construction of the new bay, and then the RFP for design build for the new bay, also incorporating the 2 remodel projects. And of course, the marine project.
Well, we know, it's, you know, from Wednesday to now, we understand that short time period, so, you know, I understand that.
And I did have a grandbaby. Well, I didn't have a grandbaby.
Well, congratulations.
My daughter-in-law had a grandbaby during that period of time, which kind of got my attention and focus. I'm sorry.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only my second grandchild. So,
Good deal. I'm
and the
happy.
only granddaughter I have.
Yeah.
So now I have a granddaughter.
That granddaughter can be spoiled.
She already has. Wrapped me up around the little finger. I'm sure you can like pictures.
I'm jealous, man. Congratulations.
Oh, very nice.
Good deal.
Yes.
All right, well, that's good news. And then, when we have a meeting next week, we'll have some more information.
Yes, sir.
All right, sounds good. Moving on to emergency medical services, EMS.
Yes, sir. We, as Commissioner Wilson had kind of mentioned, when we brought it up, I think the last commission meeting, having too many irons in the fire at any particular time, trying to take on 2 projects. We continue to be able to gather the times, although they just updated the server this last week, but we have been able to continue to gather times where before, there was a long period where I couldn't really report to the board. It was just so difficult to get their information from them, where now we can get it. We're just going to get it in a group of it in a format that's at least workable for us to be able to make the adjustment that we need to make to be able to pull the times. So if the board would like, starting next month, we can start to provide those, send those to you prior to the meeting, so that way you can see them, review them, have time to review them, and then if there's any questions, always reach out to me, and I can address them in a board meeting, but you give me a little heads up, I can make sure that I can research whatever questions you might have in reference to them, and be prepared to answer that board, if the board would like for me to do so, we can do that, because we're able to get that information now.
I think that's a great idea. We're back to where we used to be, pretty much.
Close enough where I can provide you with a report, yes.
That's good.
I mean, it's not as good as it was, before we were able to just kind of pull that information. We had a whole system for it.
Right.
We're just having to adjust the system. It's going to take us a little bit more time. But yes, sir, absolutely. I'd like to be able to, and I would personally like to be able to continue to track those numbers that we had in the past. And as we have spoken, taking on 2 major projects at one time, I like to be able to focus and accomplish what we're looking at. And then, EMS is a big deal, but as we've said before, that is the county's responsibility and job. We supplement to a degree by running paramedics to their calls and assist. But it is theirs constitutionally by state constitution that the county ensures that EMS services provided to their citizens. That is their absolute job.
It's their obligation.
Yes, sir.
No? Any questions regarding that?
No, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, going into new business, resolution 21-05, removal of unrecoverable district assets.
Yes, sir. If that's all right, I'll turn that over to Ms. Catherine.
So you have before you Resolution 2105, which lists out 4 different assets. And all of these assets were lost last year, either in a fireboat accident or a vehicle accident. And this is the final step in we've already removed them from the finances. This is just the final step in clearing them off of the district books, as they are capital assets, so they do require resolution.
So move.
Second.
All right, you got a motion and a second.
Question. If we're selling for scrap, we don't need to go out for bids, do we? Or do we?
Yes, we do, but we're not selling any of these. These are all lost.
They're lost.
The boat is actually back on as a new purchase. We purchased the salvage, so we're removing the total.
Okay, I was just hung up on, we're just agreeing that the property is to be sold for scrap, donated or recycled. If we don't intend to sell it for scrap, I would suggest we strike those words.
That is correct, and it, absolutely correct. All of these items are not here to get rid of. They were all lost, with the exception of the boat.
Which we
But we
purchased
bought it
that.
back though.
We bought it
Right,
back.
right.
That's under different.
And
Um,
the truck was totaled.
and the truck was totaled.
And
Correct.
insurance took
I,
that.
I will adjust,
Okay.
that verbiage.
Okay.
Thank you, Jay.
So as adjusted, could I recommend that we approve resolution 2105?
Yeah.
Or did you already do that?
Well, he made a motion, you can
Okay,
amend the
that's
motion
good.
to reflect that.
Yeah, I'll amend it to reflect that.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? Seeing none, take the vote, all in favor? Unanimous? You make those changes, Catherine,
Yes, sir.
I'll get that signed. All right, moving on to the next scheduled meetings, we have a special meeting scheduled for March 17th at 9 a.m. here at this station. And then the regular meeting scheduled for April 13th, 2021 at 5:30 p.m.
Are we anticipating a special meeting on the 24th, the 31st, and the 6th? We were doing every Wednesday. Are we changing that?
We just don't have one after this meeting.
The answer to that is yes, we have them every week. We're only posting 2 meetings on the agenda to keep the
Okay,
agenda
okay.
consolidated. They'll be every Wednesday until the end of June, with the exception being the week of the regular board meetings.
And then if we see that we don't
Yeah,
need them,
that's
then
fine.
we
Got it.
cancel.
Okay. I just
Yeah,
wanted
you
to
don't
change
come
it in the
anyway.
schedule.
You didn't show up anyway.
I can't believe you called.
Oh, hey, he's on shaking time, leave him alone.
Okay, seeing, anything else need to be brought in front of the board?
Just an update on the Crystal Beach property.
Oh, thank you.
The motion for sale of the property was filed on the January 28th. Ms. Smith filed it. Everything's ordered. The only thing she's waiting on is an order from the judge for a hearing date, which because of COVID, it's taken a little bit of time in Okaloosa County, but that's the next step after the judge enters an order. Trustees appointed, and they'll be able to sell the property. So
Awesome.
hopefully within the next 2 to 3 months, everything should be good to go.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much for that.
Good news, thank you.
This is the longest transaction you've ever done?
That I haven't been a part of yet.
On and on and on, yeah.
Well, thank you for giving us that update, Lisa.
Thank you.
All right, seeing nothing else brought in front of this board, this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you all. Appreciate it very much.